Namaste and blessings. What's going on, you guys? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nela Maat, and today we're going to be channeling a very powerful reading for my beautiful and loving spiritual warriors, my truth seekers. All right. So hear me out. I got the cards and I've been sitting with it because it's a very powerful energy. I would like to make you aware that today is September the 9th, 2025. And so my intentions are to share this reading and help you understand what's going on with the current energy. We are currently swimming through the waters of the lunar eclipse, Piscean energy, also a full moon. So there's a lot of water. There's a lot of there's a lot of energy right now, and so this energy is meant to be felt for at least, 4 or 5 days. Okay. And remember, time is not linear, and so just be open to the messages, and everybody processes things very differently, and so it might be playing out in your, in your personal life or situations for a month or for 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. Just remember that you are safe, you are protected, that your journey is unique. Okay, so first of all, we have this energy of the red rose, and this is in the feminine pillar. The feminine pillar is mercy. Okay, it's mercy, it's intuition, is balance, is creativity, is gentleness, is divine guided action, is the preparing and nurturing, right? And so we also have the energy of purification, right? We have the four vessels working together, um, transforming lead into gold. So this energy is very gentle, it's very loving, but at the same time, we have to go through it, right? We're gonna have to sit with some kind of discomfort and sensitivity. All right. So let's see. Well, we have the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant is the teacher, is the student also. The Hierophant is a truth seeker. Um, the Hierophant represents tradition and conventional wisdom and structured belief systems, okay? The beauty, though, that we also have Uranus here, and Uranus is the planet of rebellion and sudden awakening and liberation from dogma. So there's a combination here of energies. And so we're pretty much going through the revelations of what is no longer serving us, coming from the old Hierophant and embracing our lives and the changes with Uranus through awakenings, through revelations of what works in our lives now, right? So our Hierophant is currently undergoing an awakening and is in a way is clearing the old and transitioning into the new. Okay. With this energy of the Hierophant here, we have the four fixed signs, right? So we have Taurus and we have a Scorpio, we have Aquarius, and we have Leo. So we are shifting in our leadership. We are meant to be asking what works for us, what are our new values, what are our new beliefs. Um, am I acting in integrity? Am I being honest? What it means for me to live an authentic life. With Aquarius, we are, and also with the Hierophant, we're being asked to let go of, the old dogma and old traditions that are creating martyrdom and victimization and anything that is, burdening who we truly are in essence. So we are going through a transformation, right? You might be asking yourself, what does it mean for me to live authentically? What does that looks like, right? Some of you are being guided to study, to learn new skills. You have to take a look at the world and ask yourself, where is the universe asking me to improve? What is it that I need to update in my life? Not just about my beliefs, but also, about new skills and finding the correct information. Okay. Um, Within the masculine here, there's inner conflict. There's like power struggles. There's like internal or external conflicts, right? It's like clashing of ideas. There's friction. What is true? What is an assumption? Um, what does it mean to show up in authority? Do I feel ready to take on a leadership in my life? Am I ready to take accountability and responsibility? Am I ready to progress and to embrace all of the changes, right, that Uranus is bringing? Because the masculine is upgrading, is going through a process of softening and merging more with the feminine here. And by the way, the Hierophant is Venus energy. Okay, is this Hierophant with Uranus here and the red and the white rose, right? This is saying the world is no longer going to be the same, and so our way of existing, living, relating to ourselves, others, and the world needs to change. And so the moon reverse here, right? Uranus is blasting the moon and is triggering revelations and movement forward, progress, but in a very different way. It needs to be from a place to where we are strong in our internal foundations. You know what I mean? We're meant to be embodying more of divine virtues, compassion, unconditional love, understanding, integrity, right? And we're meant to be releasing our human biases. And with the moon reverse, we're being with Uranus awakened into truths, into hidden truths about ourselves, man. Right? And so at this time, you might be going through a process of, experiencing internal conflicts, like I said, and then having to also confront situations where there are power struggles and or having to deal with things not moving the way you want it, or things like feeling stagnant. There's a lot that is being triggered because the moon is meant to awaken, awaken you into feeling, into embracing a new way of moving with your masculine, so a more soft, gentle, and intuitive way. You know what I mean? And so, there's an energy of illusions and fear and feeling conflicted, right? But the moon is reversed and is pouring into this Four of Cups, and this is the energy of Cancer. So there's the purification here, and the moon is revealing right now. And the Ace of Cups here reversed, right? You're meant to be asking yourself what is no longer serving you. You know what I mean? It's time to release all the stagnant energy. You have to also acknowledge that you're learning to let go of over attachments to material security and old habits, and add warm self definitions of what it is to be you. What it has been giving you a false sense of safety and a false sense of self. So we have to allow the sun here to hold those and to illuminate. And we have Mercury and Sagittarius. We're meant to be seeking for correct information. We are meant to be moving and integrating the new, right? So there's a process here of letting go and embracing the new. You're meant to be trusting the process right now. And I know that it can be very difficult because there's a clutch, like I said here, to where we want to have control of life, but we're realizing that we have no control over life, that the only control you have is all right, when life is happening and Uranus is blasting me with awakenings and I'm having to confront confusion and strong emotions and things related to the house, the home, my values, money, safety, mm, my personality, right? Like you are meant to just be open to embrace all of the changes because every situation that is unfolding in your life is meant to trigger you into seeing what has been living within your unconscious mind and within your, your emotional body and your mental body, right? So we're healing here Mars and Scorpio from disappointment, and we have five, five, five. So lots of fives. That's about growth, expansion. Yeah, inner conflicts, having to deal with conflicts also in the outer world, right? Because everything is a representation of our internal world. So we're reviewing our belief systems. Okay. So we're being propelled towards a more harmonious way to live life. We're being propelled into a more harmonious way of existing, relating to ourselves, others, and the world. We are releasing and letting go of internal conflicts and confusion and self doubt, and we're clearing our lives and our lungs and our vessel, physical, mental, from disappointment and the pain of our ancestors and our family lineage. So we are clearing and cleansing, attachments and new identities and being superficial, greed, addictions to many things, not just alcohol or smoking the ganja or cigarettes, but also addictions to um, XEX, addictions to being in relationships, addictions to seeking validation, approval, dependency, codependency, right? And the blue temple brings an energy of yes, there are infinite possibilities. So just you can transform, just you can transform, just you can. The thing here with the Hierophant, though, is that these fixed signs are very afraid to change, and they like to hold on to the old structures in order to find a sense of safety, a sense of belonging. And so all of that is being shaken off right now because we are meant to review. You know what I mean? But the divine feminine is here and she's saying you have to trust the process. What has been fixed needs to be removed. So we're releasing a lot of rigidity, and we're being asked to open ourselves up with more curiosity, with more wonder, to tap into that childlike innocence right here, the horse. The Hierophant is also saying, you know what I mean? If you want to break free from the matrix, you're going to have to become a student and you're going to have to expand in your studies. And it's important to approach your spiritual quest with a very open mind. And you're going to have to find commitment and you're going to have to find a way of navigating life and prioritizing, your spiritual commitment to Creator and to yourself, because you will be guided. However, not everybody is ready to put the sacrifices. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're releasing stagnant energies. We're learning to let go. We are learning to not seek validation and approval from others. We're learning that it's okay to honor tradition and to honor the past. However, change is always happening. We're meant to be evolving, Uranus. And so there's a way of existing, right, to where we can look at our human evolution and look at our ancestors and our lineage and tradition and be respectful and understand and find the positive and the negative, because not everything is just roses, not everything is just negative. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to be very open and to acknowledge that at the end of the day, every time in the history of humanity, right? Every that through every cycle of our human evolution, even though there's mess and chaos, which is part of existing, right? There's always growth. There's always evolving at a soul level. And so we are meant to be letting go of the old belief systems to where we just focus on the negative, right? And it's time to really bring a more spiritual perspective, higher perspective, which means, it's time to take a look at our human experience and releasing all those Disney world, Disney like ideas of life. And we have this idea that God is just love, and it means that there's no problems, that there are no challenges, that there's no losses, that there's no grief, that there's no fights, that there's no discomfort, when in truth that is very fantasized. That is not a truth. Show me where there is no creator. Creator's hand is on everything. And so it's time to let go of the separation consciousness and the choosing that this is the good. Creator is all and everything. And so we have to make peace with that. And at the moment we do that, we then create more space for liberation. Because if you're going to be here waiting for life to just be the way you want it and the way you believe there needs to be, you will always be feeling frustrated and conflicted. You will not experience peace because you're wanting to control creator. You're wanting life to be just the way you want it, and in your idea and your own perception, perspective, and your own values and your own way of seeing life, perceiving. So that's not how it is. And so we have to bring this into upright in with Libra here, right? Moon in Libra. We have to be, let's say, realistic. I have to see things for what they are. Creator's hand is on everything. And I have to understand that through Mercury and Sagittarius and Uranus. That's the awakening. That's the liberation. Remember, we have been programmed to fantasize life and to fantasize this idea of God or creator. And we suffer a lot because we're like trying to get there, but then life is always happening, and life is not just you living in your comfort zone and staying there and hanging out. No, the truth is that you came here to work with your Hierophant. And the Hierophant have that understanding that he is a student and also a teacher in existence. You know what I mean? So the Hierophant is Venus, is also the rise of the divine feminine, the new eon, understanding feminine and masculine energies, understanding how these two energies interact through existence, and how they're always dancing and they're always playing together and creating, and they take turns, and they just always dancing. There's a dancing between feminine and masculine. We like to gender to relate masculine and feminine just to the aspect of gender, but in truth it's not just like that. There's more to it. So anyways, I feel like I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I feel like this is nice. I want to say thank you to all of you. May you be blessed on your journey. Remember that this is what we're going through. Time to transition, the revelations, purification, reviewing, assessing our lives. Find time for meditation. Find time for studies. Continue on your journey. Don't settle down. Question everything, even what I'm saying. Go and do your research, and you will see, all right? But I'm wishing you guys a beautiful week ahead. And remember, these energies can continue playing out, and they will be playing out in your personal life very differently. So embrace it, have faith, trust the process. You're healing and balancing masculine and feminine. Dance within and allow the divine plan that is unfolding in your life to take you where you need to go. All right, blessings, peace.